Hey guys, this is Andrew from Wyred Insights, and today I'm going to show you how to set up an HTML file and link it to your CSS. So let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to start off by opening up my text editor, which is called Atom. It doesn't matter what you use. There's a ton of free ones out there, so just pick which one you want and just open it up. So create a new file, and we're going to save it. Don't worry if you don't have anything on there, just got to save it first. So call it whatever you want. I'm just going to call this tutorial. Alright, so one important thing when you're making files, or in this case an HTML file, the extension needs to be .html. And this tells the computer what type of file it is, so it knows to display the right thing. Okay, so tutorial.html, so we're going to save that. Okay, so now that you've saved it, every HTML file starts off with this thing called a boilerplate. And that gives the file the basic structure that it needs to work. So one quick tip I'll give you, on most text editors, if you just type in HTML and push the enter button or the tab button, it'll make one for you. So now that we've made the boilerplate, I'll kind of explain a couple things. It might look a little bit confusing right now, but don't worry, it's really not. So it starts off with an HTML tag up here, and on the bottom, that's its closing tag. And then we have the head, and this is where our link to our CSS file is going to go. And then we have the body, which is where you're going to put all of your content, all of your HTML content. Okay, so now let's create the CSS file. So I'm going to create a new file, save it again, and I will call this, same thing, tutorial, and this time .css. So same thing, but we're telling the computer that this is a CSS file. So go ahead and save that. Alright, so now we have our HTML file and our CSS file, and now we are going to link them together. So, like I said before, all the links, whether it be a CSS or JavaScript, go in the head of the HTML document. So, go ahead and go in the head here. I will put it right under this tag right here. Don't worry about what that does yet. I'm going to be making a lot more videos on going more into depth about HTML, so don't worry about that. Okay, so now we're going to put in our link tag. So, if you type in link, and as you saw there, Atom actually has a shortcut for me, so I just typed in link and pushed enter and it made it for me. But here's the syntax if your text editor doesn't do that. It's just the normal HTML tag, but it says link. Alright, so we're going to pay attention to this href right here. So we need to tell the computer where to find our CSS file. So if you've saved it in its own folder, just type in the name of the CSS file. So in this case it's tutorial.css. Okay, so now that we have our link tag in the head of our HTML document, I'm going to check that it works. So don't worry about this right now. We're going to learn about this later. But I'm going to make the H1 red. So in the body here, I'm going to create an H1 tag. It can say whatever you want. So we'll say, this is the CSS. Okay, now we're going to go in our CSS and make that red. And again, don't worry about that, how to do that right now, if this seems confusing. We're going to have a lot more videos coming out on how to do that and what it is. So now let's open our file. So here I saved it on my desktop. Just go ahead and open that, and awesome, there it is. So there's our H1. Alright, so as you guys can see, the text here is red, so that means that our two documents are linked together. So the style that I applied to the H1 and the CSS is working. So that about wraps it up, guys. Make sure to stay tuned for more videos in the future, and I'll see you in the next one.